Hi guys, you're back with professional MMA fighter and boxer Marisa Valencia. Today I'm going to show you an awesome squash. It's called a Delicata Squash. I only found out about this, so I get a box called Misfits. Every week it is organic produce sold for less, shipped right to my door. And at first when I started getting it, they didn't have the customized option, and so I wasn't able to use that. Now, as time has gone on, they created that option. But so I would get random things in my box, and I still kind of get some random things. And I was like, what do I even do with this? I had never seen it. If I saw it in the store, I would think it was one of those Halloween gourds, and I wouldn't even attempt to go near it to cook with it. So I got it, and I'm like, you know what? Let me be adventurous. Let me try it out. And I didn't know what it tasted like, so I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. So all I did was use olive oil, sea salt, and pepper. And that's what we're going to do today. And that was amazing. So the Delicata Squash is actually a mix between a sweet potato and a zucchini. So you can eat the skin. Here I already have some cut up in little wedges. You see like how colorful these look. And just, you know, they're really just phenomenal. So they're going to crisp up a little bit, soften, and just be accented a little bit by these two flavors. So this has already been rinsed off. So we're just going to cut the top off. So watch those fingers, make sure nice and sturdy. I have a wet paper towel underneath my cutting board so it doesn't slip. We're gonna throw the top and the bottom in our little garbage bowl. So I'm not gonna use that. Then I'm gonna turn this right side up. And again, watch those fingers, but I'm just gonna cut this in half. So there are seeds in here. Be careful, it is a soft skin, whereas some squash, they're difficult to cut through without feeling like you're gonna chop your fingers off. This is not one of them. So you see the seeds inside, so I'm gonna scoop this out. I'm gonna get rid of those. So if this were bigger, I would use an ice cream scoop because it's very helpful. But we can use just a spoon. I'm just gonna scoop some out. These seeds are really tiny. In some squash, you can save the seeds just like a pumpkin seed, but these are really tiny. So if I'm feeling like blending together a bunch of them, then sure. But if not, we're just gonna, take these out. That's why the ice cream scoop is a little helpful, but this still gets the job done. Take out all those seeds. Good. So the color still remains. It still will have this vibrant yellow and green. You see little bits of orange on the end here. So it is very exotic. And so again, you wouldn't think to use it, and nor did I know it was crossed between a zucchini and a sweet potato, which I love both of those. And literally just sea salt, just pepper, just to see what it tasted like before I start adding my go-to seasonings, and it was perfect. I was so amazed that this has become easily favorite squash. And you can prepare it very simply. You just cut it up, season just that little bit, and you're good to go. So we're gonna take our knife. So you would think you would go this way, but since the inside is hollow, I actually will turn it this side up so it's not like flattening or squishing. Watch those fingers. We're gonna go thin slice, like a sphere type shape, so we get that little rainbow. And then we're just gonna coat these in some olive oil, a light coat. We'll let these join our other friends over here and our sea salt and pepper, and we are good to go. So I have the oven preheating to 400, just nice and hot. We can turn this over as we get closer to the edge. And we'll turn this one again. I just go this side so it doesn't if it's more firm, it's okay. But if you see it like squishing down, then if you want to turn it other side up, that's perfectly fine. Again, the skin isn't too bad to get through, where some squash, it is very difficult and you wouldn't be able to cut it this way, which I will show you guys more of those. So we'll add all of these right here. We will get our mixing bowl and we will measure out a tablespoon. So can go in here. We have extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna pour a tablespoon. We'll see what this looks like with this tablespoon. Toss it around. Yeah, that'll be definitely good. Then we're gonna do some fresh ground black pepper and some fresh ground sea salt. This is all I'm putting on here. Normally, I would love to throw my onion powder, garlic powder, and I throw everything on it. But again, the first time I made it, I just wanted to taste it for what it was. And so I just did some ground black pepper, some ground sea salt, and some extra virgin olive oil, and it allowed me to just taste it for what it was, and it was amazing just like that. So I'm just going to stir these up to make sure everything's nice and evenly coated. You can do a little shake around if you want to make sure it's getting everything from the bowl. I'm going to put a light coating of seasoning on it once I have it in the pan anyways, because again, we always want to make sure everything's coated nicely. So even though this is coated in olive oil, I didn't put a crazy amount. I just did a tablespoon. So I'm still going to spray my sheet pan that's covered in tin foil at the moment, just to make sure they don't stick at all. Because these are going to soften. They're going to get golden brown, but they're definitely going to soften. And you don't want them to cook onto your sheet pan or tin foil. Alright, so we'll come over here really quickly. This is just extra virgin olive oil spray. Already lined this with tin foil. We're just going to do light coating to make sure that is good. We are going to put these. So as with any veggie that we're roasting, I want to make sure I have enough room so that they can breathe. So I want to spread these out. There's definitely enough room with one sheet pan. But if I maybe, and these were three little delicasas. So if I had bigger ones, or I was cooking a lot of them, more than what I have on here, I want them all to be flat. So if I needed more room and couldn't get them all flat, I would definitely use a second sheet pan to make sure they have room to breathe next to them, so that they don't steam and they still get to crisp up. So we're just flattening these all out because there's definitely enough room for everybody to have their own space. Alright. And then we're going to put a light coating of some more black pepper and sea salt just to make sure every little bite has some flavor. And we're going to put these in the oven. I'm going to say for at least, we're going to go 20 minutes, and then I'm going to check on them. Okay, so we're going to put them 20 minutes, we'll check on them, we'll see how they are, because these are pretty thinly sliced as well, so they're not going to need a crazy amount of time, but they are still going to need to cook through. So let's just do some more fresh ground black pepper, just a little bit. Again, we already did everything in the bowl, but not everything gets coated the same way. And then we're going to do a little bit of our sea salt, just a little sprinkle, because that's going to make your flavors pop. Alright, so we're going to put this in the oven. Don't mind me, I'm cooking also something else at the time. So we're going to throw this in. We have, there's a lot of steam there. We're just going to switch these so that I can put my delicata on top. It's an acorn squash. We're going to put that in. So that, look at that. It's not even cooked yet. Alright, so we're going to put a timer on for 20 minutes. And we will check back on it in just a little bit. Alright guys, our timer's going off. We are going to check on our Delicata Squash. They may not be done, but we still want to toss them around. So we'll check these out. Again, I have my acorn squash cooking underneath. Don't mind those. We'll take these out. Yeah, I definitely want to cook them longer, but I want to make sure they're not spending too much time. But look how easily those are moving around because of the oil on them and on the pan. But we're just going to move them around a little bit. They'll get those extra little bits of seasoning that are on the pan anyways right now. And we're going to put these in. I'm thinking these will come out perfect. Depending on your oven, they're still at 400, but we can go 10 to 15 more minutes. So we're going to go with 12 minutes. We're going to check them out. Okay, because we can always do more, but we can't take away. These are still thin, they're looking good, but they're going to crisp up even more. You're going to see how nice and golden they come out. Again, we just have olive oil, sea salt, and some fresh ground black pepper. So even though I move these around, I'm still making sure they're flat and they're all spread out. They all have their own little territory so that they can breathe and get nice and crispy. If they're overcrowded, if your sheet pan's overcrowded, they will just steam each other. Okay, so we're going to throw this back in the oven. we'll go with 12 minutes. We'll start there. Again, you can always do more. Throw these back in. Set our timer, 12 minutes, and then we will bring them back. We will check. Alright guys, timer's going off again. We were in for 12 minutes. We're going to take these out. I think we're going to need more time. But that's alright. That's cooking. We're kind of just letting the food do its own thing. It looks golden, but I want to move these around a little bit more. And then they'll go in probably like 5 to 7 more minutes. I will like them a little crispier. You're going to see them. You're seeing them start to get golden, but I want them way more golden than this. So we're going to go, honestly, and we're going to go 10 minutes, okay? You could eat these now. Like, I can feel that they're soft, but I want them more golden and crispy, which you guys are probably going to want them more golden and crispy as well. So again, these are things that you make when you have the time to cook. You have to be patient to get good things. I don't make it when I'm starving. I cook it, you know, I start preparing it, cooking it before I know that I'm going to want to eat it, so that I have the time to do it the right way. So we're going to throw these back in the oven. We just moved them around a little bit. And we're going to put our timer on for 10 minutes because I swear these will be done. They'll be good to go. So 10 minutes and then we'll check on them. Alright guys, we put our Delicata Squash back in. This should be it. We should be good. Oh, nice and golden. We are going to take these out. Looking good. That's what I want to see. Nice and golden. They're definitely soft. And have that little bit of crisp. Alright, so we will take our bowl. Looking good. And so, if I were putting these just kind of in a bowl for serving, if you're having these for dinner, okay, we can do that. But if you wanted to keep them maybe for like week's meal prep, something like that, then I would let them sit and get nice and, or keep their crisp instead of sitting on top of each other, again, to steam. But if you're going to be eating it, oh, we got man overboard. If we're going to be eating it right then and there, we can just put it in a nice dish. I'll get all these bad boys on there. Alright, check that out. Alright, so we'll bring this over here. We're gonna finish. So, black pepper, sea salt, just a little tiny bit. And we will try, okay? So we're gonna go for this crispy, nice golden brown. Oh. So check that out. Nice, crispy, golden brown. Yum. And so look, I can eat the skin because it's gonna soften. We're gonna give this a try. Perfect. If you guys like sweet potato, you will love Delicata Squash. Sweet potato is definitely something that's more well known, and a lot of people love them. It's the same way where you can do like a savory seasoning, or you can do more sweet. These would be fine as well, in my opinion, if you wanted to do like a sweeter, like you can put cinnamon on sweet potatoes, or you can put rosemary. So there's far ends of the spectrum. Again, this is going to be more savory because we just have our olive oil, our black pepper, and our sea salt, but they are so good, soft but crispy. I do, as I mentioned in my last video, so if you guys haven't watched it, my chickpeas, I want to start seeing your guys' creations. So if you make Delicata Squash however you want to, maybe you spice it up a little bit, some cayenne, or make it a little sweeter, whatever you want to do, you guys can tag me. So in our description, it shows all the ways to get in contact with me. You can tag me on Instagram, Real Spider Monkey, or you can leave it in the comments on here. Let me know, hey, I made it, or let me know something you do want to see made. But I'm going to start showing you guys stuff that I love. This is the Delicata Squash. If you guys like this video, if it's something you want to try or I intrigued you, definitely give me a thumbs up so I know that you guys are interested in seeing more different creations. And if you guys want to follow all of our Spider Monkey Eats episodes, definitely subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos. Thanks for joining me.